Combat balancing. It is a very interesting aspect, and I'm actually going to go out there and say, I wish melee combat was better.
Oh, thank
Please.
goodness. Not
Lore and engagement in DayZ. I want to see more stuff like Hannah and the Yellow King. Give us a new timeline, a new story. DayZ, you promote that make your own story is the theme of DayZ. You have almost unlimited possibilities for good stories in this survival game that literally built the survival game genre, or at least helped spearhead it. Make another cool and enticing story. The amount of love, effort, and energy people put in trying to decipher the clues, put together what happened to Hannah, who the Yellow King is, their backstories, their origins, and the cool pieces that we got inside the game, that Yellow King helmet or that Hannah backpack, talk about it because it is amazing.
As far as I'm concerned with lore and engagement, I think they could do a little bit more. They, with their current system, whenever they're putting this stuff out there, it's a you go and you follow them on their socials, or you follow them on their community pages, then they post updates. I don't think they do enough to kind of share that kind of lore to the game. And it's something they could do with loading screens, even the main menu. In Skyrim and Fallout, for example, you'll have it go, oh, the Dwemer 4,000 years ago were known to do this. You don't find a single living Dwemer at all in any of Skyrim, but you still go, oh, that's fascinating, that's interesting, I want to learn more. And then when you're at the ruins, you're keeping your eyes peeled for some of the books and stuff that might highlight that.
Okay.
And it's cool to see that, because then it entices you to engage with the community more. Yeah, we're supposed to create our own stories, but let's face it, all the streamers I watch, all the streamers I enjoy to watch, they don't play with any second thought to the lore, the whys, the hows, because there's nothing to entice them to that. It's, how many kills can I get? Can we trick these guys? Let's get this group up here and murder them. It's really, for most people, a PvP experience, and a fun one at that, don't get me wrong. But for those of us who want to be immersed in the world, we need a reason to be immersed. And
now, the reason why I bring up cheaters is because they were able to ban over 30,000 cheaters, totaling up to 100,000 cheaters being banned. People have been talking about there is a huge influence of cheaters on official, and there is. I'm not going to say it's a large amount. I don't know the numbers. But it is interesting that inside of these yearly reviews, they are what looks like working hard to try to keep the cheaters under wraps, or at least the best that they can. So, what do you think about the gameplay balance overall, Jarl?
honestly, it does need work, but I don't think it needs as much work as people oftentimes complain about. I think a lot of the times when people gripe about the balance of the game, especially when it comes to survivability or even just PvP loot specifically, a lot of that has influences that kind of manipulate that number, such as base building and all the loot hoarding, or even just whenever you're playing, not knowing all the tricks and tips to survival. For example, just being able to utilize your environment. When we were playing, for example, I saw that you had a stone in your hand, and I had completely forgotten that you can go to a rock and turn it into a stone knife. You don't need another small stone to do so. It's those little bits of survival that you just got to know that make the game a lot more thrivable, as I like to say.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I think overall, DayZ has definitely balanced its stuff a lot better. I think when DayZ first came back after 6.0.63, there was definitely a lot of focus on the pure PvP side, and it almost felt like we were, for lack of a better word, steering the ship to an arcade-like system. And I know that may sound like, oh no, Call of Duty, and it was going to become Call of Duty. However, I felt like it was going more towards the only PvP first-person shooter route kind of game. And I'm happy the ship was steered to be more of a well-balanced situation, because the introduction of new diseases, broken legs, new survival mechanics, and all that kind of stuff, I feel like really did bring back not only just the game being a little bit harder and harder fun, I would say, not necessarily harder just to be harder. And that's kind of what I enjoy about DayZ in that situation. Well, folks, thank you very much for watching our video.